Welcome to our lecture online. Now our next challenge will be to find the voltages across different devices on an AC circuit. In this case, we'll start with a series circuit first, and then later on we'll do it with a parallel circuit. So the series circuit has a resistor, a capacitor, and an inductor, and a voltage source with a magnitude of 50 volts and a frequency, an angle of frequency of 200 Hertz. Notice that the source does not have a phase angle. To make it a little bit easier, since we're trying to find the voltage across the resistor, the capacitor, and the inductor, we found the capacitive reactance and the inductive reactance. The capacitive reactance is minus J over omega C, which ends up being minus J, and the inductive reactance is J omega L, which ends up being 4 times J, or 4J. Of course, this would be in terms of ohms. Now, in order to find the voltages, we know that using Ohm's law, we have I is equal to V over R. So in this case, of course, we're going to use Z instead of R, which means that the voltage across each device is going to be the current in the circuit times the impedance of that device. So if we need to find the voltage across, we need to find the current in the circuit, and to find the current in the circuit, we need to find the total impedance, because just the same way, to find the current in the circuit, we need to find the voltage of the source and the impedance of the whole circuit. So the total impedance, Z total of the circuit, is equal to the sum of all the impedances. In this case, that will be equal to the resistance plus the capacitive reactance plus the inductive reactance. And that's because this is a series circuit. We simply add up the impedances. So in this case, that's going to be equal to 10. The capacitive reactance is minus J, and the inductive reactance is J4, because we like to put the J first. And so this will be equal to 10 plus J3. So that's the impedance of the whole circuit, which means, well, let's see here. Let's convert that into the magnitude and angle format. So the magnitude, that would be 109. Take the square root of that, that would be 10.44. So this can be written as 10.44 with a phase angle of 3 divided by 10, that's 0.3. Take the inverse tangent of that, that would be 16.7 degrees. 16.7 degrees. Since the inductor dominates the capacitor, it'll have a positive phase angle. So now we can write that the current in the circuit, so this is the current in the whole circuit, call it I, is going to be equal to the ratio of the source voltage divided by the impedance of the circuit. Now the source voltage in terms of magnitude and phase angle format can be written as 50 with an angle of 0 degrees divided by the impedance, which is 10.44 with an angle of 16.7 degrees, which means that the current is going to be equal to 50 divided by 10.44, which is 4.79 with a phase angle of minus 16.7 degrees. So there is the current to the circuit. So now when we want to find the voltages of each of the 3 components, we can say that the voltage across the resistor is equal to the current times the resistance. So the current here is equal to 4.79 with a phase angle of minus 16.7 degrees. And we multiply times the resistance, which is going to be 10 with a phase angle of 0 degrees. That means that this is equal to 47.9 with a phase angle of minus 16.7 degrees. So there's the voltage, and of course I probably want to put volts behind that. That's the voltage across the resistor. Now the voltage across the capacitor is equal to the current times X sub C, which is equal to 4.79 with a phase angle of minus 16.7 degrees. And we multiply it times X sub C, which is over here. So that would be equal to a minus 1, or a 1, a magnitude of 1, with an angle of minus 90 degrees. And so this will be equal to 4.79 with a phase angle of this minus that, that would be minus 106.7 degrees. And that's, of course, also in volts. So there's the voltage across the capacitor. Now the voltage across the inductor, V sub L, which is equal to I times X sub L, which is equal to 4.79 with a phase angle of minus 16.7 degrees, and multiplied times X sub L, which is 4, a magnitude of 4 with a phase angle of positive 90 degrees. And so let's see here, 4.79 times 4, which is equal to 19.16 with a phase angle of, let's see here, that would be 73.2 degrees. Let's see if we add 16 to that, that gives us, yep, not 0.2, but 0.3 degrees. 73.3 degrees. And that's also with volts. And there would be the voltage drop across the inductor. Now notice that the volt source, the voltage of the source is 50 times the cosine of 200t. 50 is the magnitude. And if you add up all the voltages of each of the three components, notice you get much more than 50 volts. The reason for that is that they have their maximum voltage at different times during the complete phase of the oscillation of the voltage input. And so therefore, when you add the real and imaginary parts of all of these, you'll find that indeed they will add to 50 volts. Matter of fact, we're going to do another video on that in our next video to show you how the three voltages will indeed add up to 50 volts if you take into account that they occur at different points in the phase. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that, but at least at this point you can see how to actually calculate the magnitude and the phase angle of each of the voltages across the three components in a AC series circuit. And that's how it's done.